Louisiana is about to make attacking police officers or other emergency personnel a hate crime under a piece of legislation that they're calling the Blue Lives Matter bill. So you get where they're coming from with that. The bill has passed both chambers of the Louisiana legislature and heads to Governor John Bel Edwards' desk now. Edwards intends to sign the bill soon. Now, previously, hate crimes are designed to protect people's most precious identity categories like race, religion, gender, sexual orientation, disability, ethnicity, and gender identity. Proving the bias intent is very different for those categories than it is for the bias intent of a crime against a law enforcement officer. But that sort of analysis implies that they care about establishing that there was a special sort of targeting of the police, which is not impossible, by the way. It happens in America, and it happens abroad at various points. This is designed to simply show the cops are under attack. There is a war on cops, which I already disproved in a recent final judgment, and it's a way of showing solidarity with them and also giving the middle finger to people who they believe the police have discriminated against their community. We know that this was going on, I believe it was in Louisiana, possibly Alabama, that we showed that there had been that decades-long, in one of the police departments, he was like telling them that they should be looking for black people, that they should be looking for them and stereotyping them for certain crimes.
How about after Hurricane Katrina in Louisiana when they set up the cops to shoot black people trying to cross the bridge to get to safety?
Yeah.
But no, Blue Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Okay. Black lives should be shot on a bridge when they're trying to get themselves and their families to safety, but Blue Lives Matter. So, look, this is a classic dirty trick in politics. So right wing does this all the time. They go, okay, you shouldn't burn the American flag. Now they know that it's your constitutional right to express yourself that way, but they're trying to get you to defend burning the flag so they can go, see, I'm for the American flag, and that some bitch over there wants to burn it. No, nobody wants to burn it, but we're talking about, like, for example, super offensive speech, racist speech. Nobody's in favor of that, right? But you do have a constitutional right to do that.
Yeah.
So it's a trick. So in this case, they go, Blue Lives Matter. What is it? It's even though we've got police abuse throughout the country that we've detailed and that's constantly in the news, instead of worrying about the actual problem, which is the police abusing minorities throughout the country and specifically in Louisiana, they're going to turn it around and say, no, we should give the cops even more protection, right? And give them even more power. But if you attack them, they go, you see that? These guys are against the cops.
Yeah.
Right? And it's such an easy thing. I mean, how is the governor going to veto this?
Then no, he doesn't want to.
It'll be the easiest attack ad in political history. He wanted the cops to get shot. He didn't think it was a big deal for the cops to be attacked. That's why he vetoed legislation that would protect them.
And they're willing to use a hate crime bill when conservatives, not in every case, but generally, historically, hate these sorts of special protections for different groups. But now, all of a sudden, if it makes a good political statement for them, they're willing to use it.
So what happened to all that talk about, oh, hate crime bills are not the right way to go? Oh, it turns out you just didn't want to protect those people.
Yeah.
You didn't want to protect blacks, you didn't want to protect gays, et cetera. So when we talked about hate crimes bill in that regard, you were like, no! When it comes to cops who you do want to protect, absolutely. Hate crimes legislation is awesome, and it should be applied to my buddies, but not to the people I hate. And how's that for ironic?
Nobody wants to see the cops or any other EMTs attacked in any way, firemen. Look, I personally, I don't believe that it's a national crisis right now that people are going around attacking firemen. Maybe it's happening and I don't know about it. But if you're gonna say that this needs to be dealt with, that people are attacking the police too much, even though I showed you on that final judgment that the numbers are down, 41 cops died last year. If that is itself a tragedy, which any death is a tragedy, then the fact that cops just last year killed more than 100 unarmed black men specifically, that seems to be twice as big of a problem. Now, I'm sure that not all of them were 100% innocent, but they were killed despite the fact that they had no weapons. So why isn't that what you're writing the bills about, when we can break down specifically unarmed black men?
So listen, cops getting killed, of course, is a terrible thing. They've got families. A lot of them have kids. It's an absolute, when you hear the actual stories of the cops being shot, it is tragic beyond description, okay? As it is, by the way, when an unarmed black kid gets shot when he's 12 years old, and he gets shot in 2 seconds. But somehow some people don't find that to be a tragedy. But it is also empirically true, as John has stated, that we're now at a record low number of cops being shot. So that's a great thing that it's at a record low. So it is not a national epidemic. Pretending that that's a problem is counterfactual.
Yeah.
It isn't true. You don't want any cops being shot, as you don't want anybody getting shot. But to pretend that they're at a record high when they're at a record low is the exact opposite of what's true. So, and by the way, there is one person who's been consistent on this throughout, and that's me. Now, I've always expressed concern about hate crime legislation. I know why people want to do it, and I know that, yes, people's mental state is considered in many different crimes. So did you have an intent to kill someone? That would be homicide.
Yeah.
Did you negligently kill someone? That might be manslaughter, right? Or negligent manslaughter. Yes, your state of mind does matter a lot, and that's why people have a good case for hate crime legislation. But I've always been concerned about it because I care about the crime and not so much exactly why you did the crime. And so I don't think that people should be able to get away with it and go, not that they get away with it, but they get a lesser charge. If you walk in and you see your wife cheating on you, if you kill them, you'll get less of a charge than you would if you planned it out and killed them. No, you shouldn't just shoot. Oh, I was in a fit of rage. I don't give a damn that you were in a fit of rage. You shot and killed somebody, and you should go to prison for that probably for the rest of your life. So in this case, once you start getting into why did they do it, well, I also have issues with First Amendment things. What they were screaming to me while they shot someone is a lot less important than the fact they shot and killed someone.
Yeah.
And look at what they've done now. Now they've flipped it, because the powerful always flip it, and now all of a sudden it's used as a state of mind to target less powerful people and to protect more powerful people.
Yeah.